Okay, so this was, to me, these are challenging, not lips, but a challenging situation. A lot of times people will be very flattered that somebody's willing to travel out of state to come see them, that they, big events and things like that. And yeah, I mean, sure, it's flattering, but it's higher stress. There's more on the line in those situations. They're more difficult in managing the expectation because you can't easily get them back in for a touch-up treatment. She also was preparing for a wedding in like a month. So not only is she from out of town, she has a wedding in a month. And so it's like I had to kind of get them right first time. She had lip filler done previously that she didn't like and had to get dissolved because it was lumpy and bumpy. So it's like, okay, let's get this good. One of the things, and in those cases, sometimes, less is more, because if you're trying to do a whole lot of correction, you're probably going to end up with some problems. So it's like, get them where they look good, they look hydrated, they look pretty, and you can worry about any corrective type things more later. But the very first thing I noticed with her lips is beautiful shape. They're great. She's got a beautiful Cupid's bow, overall beautiful lips, beautiful structure surrounding her lips. So they support her lips well. Really, it's just hydration. Like I see, it's like my lips right now. I just need a little bit of derma filler to give that hydration, not volume. So in that case, it's going to be something like a refine, where all we're going to do is give that little tiny bit of hydration throughout the tissue, just so that way they don't look dehydrated. Like that. Top lip. Very, very, very simple. Now it's a little bit different, and I'll show you why. Let's erase all that. I'll show you kind of what was going through my head. Her lips look pretty symmetrical. I see where she has a little bit maybe more volume here, or maybe it's just she's lacking volume here. And so that's why I went out into that corner a little bit more, is it just looks a little bit more full here, lack of volume out. It's also her lip is a little bit longer on this side than it is on this side. So I was trying to correct that by giving that little bit more volume, where I only did one strut here. It's like I did two here, and then I minimized the product that I was putting in that area. So that way it just wasn't looking more voluminous. Now her bottom lip, you can see this left shift to her lip. What I mean by that is the light is reflecting here and here. You see that? And it's like, this is the Cupid's bow, and so your pillow should be matching up relatively in those two zones is where you should have that light reflex. And she has just lack of volume on this side in general with that pillow here and here. So on her lips, my treatment plan is going to be to volumize in this region. So just bringing that volume a little bit further out. And then you can see where this whole lip just kind of hangs down more versus this other side. And so it's like, okay, we need to give a little bit of volume right above that vermilion border here, 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 and one more there. And then more volume here. So you do this at 3-point as well as coming up from this direction. So cross-hatching and doing it both ways. This side, really, volume's great. Everything looks good. Just a little hydration. So even though I'm perhaps placing, I'm injecting, it's how much am I pushing also is a factor. So if you were to draw that out as far as just a bigger push, this area is getting bigger pushes compared to the other side, where really all I'm doing is hydration. And so keeping that in mind, that it's not just, oh, don't go there. She needs to go there because otherwise she's going to have a dehydrated lip. It's just how much are you pushing with each strut versus this side that needs a little bit more volume. So hopefully that makes sense. So in these areas where I'm actually working on volume, I'm going to be doing a little bit bigger push to get that volume where I want it. And then on the side where I don't, then it's just going to be the finest little feathers to give that volume that you're looking for, or not volume, hydration that you're looking for. So I love looking at the side profile too. I think that's one of the telling signs with lips is if it looks protruding out or like the very ridgy lips. So I like to keep a very, very natural profile, which means that, I mean, in her case, it was just hydration. But in other cases, it's where do you place the filler determines that. So this is immediately after. You can see we've corrected that light show. More so there. She does have a little bit there too. She didn't want like two separate pillows. She wanted more of just a full. But you see the bigger light show here with just a small one there. And then that top lip, it's coming out a little bit over on this. Otherwise, just hydration was all that was done there. Side profile, beautiful. Or I guess 45-degree angle. And then let's look at her side profile. Very little differences in that. And I like that because it stays looking natural. They look plumper, they look more hydrated, but they don't look they're sticking off their face. And I think that's important. I don't like lips that are sticking out so far that they're just kind of hanging and they're a completely separate entity from the rest of the face. So, hydration techniques. Think about your push. Think about what it is you're trying to achieve. If it's just hydration, just feathering that product along. And that's it.